What's up? What's up? What's up, everybody? My name is Ezekiel III, and here I'm going to recap my top 10 games of 2023. Coming in at number 10, it's a lesser known indie game. I don't know anybody else who's played it, but it is one of those FMV games that it's rare to see with that much quality, that good of writing. The game is called Breakout 13. It is a powerful story about kids who are sent to a school for the ups, basically the kids who need a little bit more discipline. It was a fun game to play through. Sometimes difficult to watch because of the subject matter and stuff like that, but it was satisfying when we got to the end, and it was my number 10 game of 2023. My number 9 game of 2023, please don't hate me for it being this low on the list, Alan Wake 2. My biggest problems with the game were, if everything can be imaginary, then nothing matters. And that was one of the big sticking points. However, the reason why it still made my top 10 is because the writing is fucking engaging and well done. The atmosphere is creepy. The music was my favorite of the year. And the level design and all that stuff, it's varied. And of course, I would be remiss if I didn't mention one of my favorite characters, probably number 2, after Karlach from Baldur's Gate 3 being my favorite character of the year. My number 2 favorite character of the year, I'm not kidding, Ahti. Ahti the janitor. God, I love him. He's great. My number 8 game of the year, Contraband Police. Yeah, I know, what? Contraband Police is what I wanted Papers, Please to be. Border patrol in a made-up country, and you have to inspect cars for contraband. And it was just a super fun time had, and it clipped along. It had goals. It had random events and stuff like that. But also, being a streamer and streaming the game made it that much better. I'm not sure if it would have made my top 10 if I hadn't streamed it, but since I did, it does, because man, what a blast. And my number 7 game, Darkest Dungeon 2. They did a lot of new stuff with this edition, and I wasn't mad at it. It wasn't as good. It didn't have the same impact as the first game did, but it was still excellent. Everything they did was very well done. And it is really, really damn hard. My number 6 is Viewfinder. It's relatively short, but I absolutely loved it. I love games that play with the actual mechanics of games. It's just they did it beautifully. Minor like thing I would request in the future if they were making more of these or adding to the existing game. More levels, like the very last level. Now, I won't spoil it, but the very last level was a different flavor of the game, and I absolutely loved it, and I wanted more of it, and I really hope maybe later on they add some more of those kind of levels. My number 5 game is a game I discovered on Indie Day, and I did not expect to like it as much as I did. Blood West. The best way I can describe it is Dishonored in the Old West. And if that's not your type of genre, completely understand, but I really fall for that kind of stuff. It's simple, but it's really effective, and it's done well. My number 4 game is a game that I played the most this year. It's a turn-based strategy game. The game is called Wartales. I was a sucker for XCOM, and this is kind of the same like feeling you get from XCOM. You position your people, you take your shot, they have their turn, so on and so forth. All right, time for my top 3. I don't hate this game. I don't. Baldur's Gate. It's at number 3 for a very good reason. It's because Baldur's Gate 3 has 3 in the name. That's why it's my number 3. No. It's number 3 because I didn't finish it. In the middle of Act 2, took a vacation. And Baldur's Gate is one of those games where if you leave it for too long, there is so much that you did it's overwhelming to try and remember all the choices you made. It's so much better if you can just go through it all at once, I mean, so to speak. However, it was excellent. It's one of the, if not the best CRPGs that have ever been made. My number 2 game of the year. This game is one of those games that everybody was like, man, that game is way better than I thought it was going to be. It's a Souls-like, and they actually nailed it. Lies of P. The game itself is excellent. The combat was excellent. It was really, really difficult. Like some bosses I spent hours trying to beat. And once you beat them, how sweet and satisfying it is. Plus, I liked the style, the environment, the art style of it, the artwork of it, the scenery and stuff like that. Man, they did a great job with that game. And I could not put it down until I was done. Like, there was no other game that I wanted to even look at while I was playing Lies of P. My number 1 game of the year, I did not expect it to be. I thought I would be like, it's between Lies of P, Baldur's Gate, maybe Alan Wake. My number 1 game of the year, the Talos Principle 2. Talos Principle 2 was so good to me. And I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed all of the script. I enjoyed all of the little Easter eggs you could find around the maps. And to top it all off, it's a puzzle game. I love puzzle games, and the puzzles were plentiful. And I liked the premise, the subject matter. But more so, what made it my number 1 was sitting there playing the game and the thought experiments that would come to your mind, hypothetical situations. What would you do if? What does it mean to be human? All of these different, like, thought-provoking things. When people say thought-provoking, it gets thrown around a lot. But this was actually that. It provoked thoughts. And, you know, I would sit back and wonder about, you know, some of the points the game made. And it left a lasting impression on me. And I really, really enjoyed it. These are my picks, my favorites. This list is my heart. This is the games that I enjoyed. That's all it is. These are not the games that I would consider the best. If I were to do that, Baldur's Gate would probably be number 1. Alan Wake, probably number 2, so on and so forth. But these are the games that I liked. So, there it is. My top 10 games of the year. Thank you for listening if you did. And I guess we'll see you next year for the next top 10.